Now it's on this slide that we left off in the last lecture. And one of the key points that I brought up was the separation of Modbus from the actual transport of Modbus data streams. And that's how it's implemented in most Modbus compliant devices. The devices that we're looking at here are programmable logic controllers. There are, of course, as I had mentioned, many other devices that implement the Modbus protocol. So if we were to move from RS-485, we could have this physical layer could be RS-232, it could be microwave, it could be simple RS-422, it could be all sorts of things here because the physical layer is separated from the Modbus application layer. Now we're discussing mastering Modbus TCP IP in this course. So for devices that implement Modbus TCP IP, what they do is that there's sort of a replacement of the hardware and the software modules that control this layer, as well as some modifications to the application layer. All right, so essentially to convert to devices that support Modbus TCP IP, we remove this here and we have TCP IP. Now TCP IP does not only rule or include the physical layer, it incorporates other layers that we will see later on because of the complexity of computer-based networking. All right, TCP IP is much more complex than RS-485 or RS-232, microwave and all this sort of thing, and we will see that later on. So I'm going to take out physical layer and just put layers. It has multiple layers that we'll have a look at. And with Modbus TCP IP, the hardware connection, the physical hardware connection, is usually implemented by something called Ethernet. All right, as you see here. So we will look at that. So Modbus TCP IP will happen between devices that implement the TCP IP stack and Modbus and are usually 9 times out of 10 connected via Ethernet. All right.